Welcome to our web exclusive. I'm Mike Montecalvo along with Eyewitness News analyst Lieutenant General Reginald Centracchio. Thousands of soldiers ordered to return bonuses are getting a reprieve from the Pentagon after outrage from Congress. General U.S. Defense Secretary Ash Carter suspending all efforts to collect reimbursement from some members of the California National Guard. Basically, they got money they were not supposed to get, and they were trying to get reimbursed, correct?
Correct. You know, that was all based upon what they referred to in that particular state, as all states have an incentive manager. That particular bonus was designed to be able to re-enlist people with their ability to say, yes, I want to re-enlist, and I want to go, or I'm available to go to Afghanistan and Iraq. But it was determined that that bonus was not to be exercised at that particular time. And to the best of my knowledge, that was the only state that had that happen. Consequently, thousands of soldiers were re-enlisted with that bonus, and come to find out, the Department of Defense and the Pentagon said that should not have happened. And I do believe that that incentive manager spent some time in prison for making that huge mistake. I'm not sure if it was a mistake or not. It had to be, to some extent, either not paying attention or someone wasn't supervising the application of that bonus.
So is that a major incentive for those soldiers to re-enlist to go to Iraq? Was that a key part of it? In your opinion?
Well, you know, in my opinion, it had much to do with the re-enlistment aspects of it, because people are given bonuses as we speak. Different bonuses available in Rhode Island. Incidentally, Rhode Island was not part of that particular package, and I don't think any other state in the union was. So it was really unique to California. But going back to the bonus program, that bonus program came in even before 9/11 with different capabilities. It's all based upon whether, in fact, the different services are meeting their mission to maintain what they refer to as a force structure level. And if it's falling below that, they come up with incentives to be able to have either enlistment incentives or retention incentives based on what they need in that particular unit or that particular state. Some are based upon tuition to be available at colleges, and if you enlist and re-enlist, you're able to get tuition free.
So we've seen that over the years, the GI Bill, for example, right? So this is not something that's
similar,
new.
Yeah.
So there's always been some type of incentive there.
Yeah, exactly. Either for a job, a particular job, such as a truck mechanic, or some other specific job, or for a particular unit that has a special mission. So it really is, it's a multitude of different kind of bonuses that are available, either for enlistment or re-enlistment.
And as the General mentioned, Rhode Island was not part of this deal. We're going to switch gears here for a second. Last week, you were standing right there and you were talking about Mosul and ISIS trying to recapture this. We're finding out today they're sending, on this Wednesday, suicide bombers into Mosul. Are they in fear right now that they're going to lose the city?
The process that they're using to send in these snipers, and they're also using snipers to counteract the suicide bombers, but they're also uncovering a fantastic myriad of tunnels that are getting these suicide bombers into the city. So to answer your question, I think they are concerned that they will eventually lose the city. At the same time, I think they're recognizing that they can't force back a frontal assault by such a huge force as the Kurds and the United Nations organizations that are poised to get into that city.
They're trying to create a diversion, too, in other spots, right?
You're right, good point. Off to the west of Mosul, there was another attack on a city by ISIS to try to have a diversion and taking some of those forces away from the assault on Mosul to regain that and putting them elsewhere.
Problem for fighters, though, they get in there's no government in place.
Part of the problem, too, is last week we talked about this, and there was somewhat of a stay as to why they weren't going in. One reason is they were using civilians as shields. And I think the second reason, perhaps not as important, was there was no capacity to have any kind of law and order in the city. So you capture it, what do? You can't have the military stay there because the military needs to eventually be used elsewhere to take down ISIS. So the concern is, what kind of government would you have if you did regain the city? Because nothing is in place presently.
All right, General, as always, thank you for your thoughts, and thank you very much for watching.